Hey, Sheila, hello. Lorraine, good afternoon to you. Hey, Sister Lawanda Tillman, thank you. Hey, Faith, thank you for joining us. Arlinda, hello, thank you for joining us. Rashida, happy Friday to you. Juanita, hello. Lindsay, good to see you. Camila, hello, thank you for joining us. Millette, thank you so much. I got my bracelet finally, and I will be rocking it. Andrea, hello. Angela, hello, good to see you. Nancy, good evening to you. I hope you got my return message to you. Um, Julie, good to talk to you. Ed Beatty has set the tone. No hateful comments tonight. And Ed, we talked about Lydia this week. Lydia, good to see you. Perlette, hello. Tawana, what happened, Tawana? We got Barbara Kaufman here, so I'm waiting some more Kaufmans. You're so welcome. Nancy, Marilyn, hello, good to see you. Hey, Carolyn, thank you for joining us. Patrice, good to see you. Beatrice, thank you. Monica, good to see Monica. Maya, Sean, hello. Miss Fabrice, all day, good to see you. Hey, Philip, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Desma, hello. Joanne, good evening to you. Beniska, good to see you as well. And who is that? Miss Barbara Dolores, good to see you. Rashida, hello. Sharon, all the way from Pula. And Lamont, Spike, what's up? Keith, hello. Hey, Peanut, good to see you from Philadelphia. And Saida, who are children that I have not seen yet. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Lindsay, I've heard about National Rape Day. No, I have not heard about that at all. Bruce, thanks for joining us. Tiffany, hello. Thank you for joining us as well. Lenora, hello. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you along with us on this ride tonight. And Lenora is hello. And Saida, your baby girl, said hi. Tell her I would love to meet her one day. And Ed got his Moderna vaccine. We're showing love to Ed. Thank you, Ed. David, good evening. Dr. Priscilla Williams, thank you for joining us as well. Jackie, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Saida says, and her mom. So, hey, Saida's mom. And that's right, Ed, get yours next month. Dana, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And we said hello to Molly Lieberman. I'm waiting on the rest of the Liebermans. Then we have Stacy that is on with us. Diana, good to see you. Kathy, all right, good. Kathy is giving free mom hugs here in Savannah, and she gives great hugs. Joan, good to see you. Hey, Brooklyn is in the house. Good to see my fave cuz Perry Mom's on, and his wife Pam. His wife Pam, who's my blood cousin, but we like Perry better. So good to see you, Perry. And good to see you, Debbie Williams Walker. And thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I don't feel real handsome, but thank you very much. Natasha, thank you for joining us. Sadie, good to see you. Hello, thank you for joining us as well. Aquila, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Brittany! That's all I'm going to say. Know I'm thinking about you. Know I'm loving on you. Know I'm praying for you. All right? Thank you for joining us. Hey, Tammy Stone is with us as well. Good to see Coach Cassell Bell all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you for joining us. And again, Saida, until you come up with some dates, I'm not hearing nothing you got to say. These kids are almost 50 years old. So whenever it is you're ready to do it, you let me know. Hey, Mary Jane Crouch, always doing great work for us at the Second Harvest Food Bank. Good to see you on, and thank you for all the work that you do. And Pam Mine says she's watching, and she's my cousin, not Perry. Well, guess what? God chose Pam. We chose Perry. So Perry is our cousin. You happen to be married to our cousin. So, we love you, but we just love Perry a little bit more. But thank you for all the good work. And Pam, you have to come on one day and talk about all the work you're doing with JP Jumpers. So we have to set you up for that. Sherelle, thank you for joining us as well. Glad to have you. And David, thank you for posting. We want our friends from Wilmington Island to be here. We love having you here. Thank you for joining us. Denise, thank you for joining us as well. And Janet, I'm giving you love as well. Julia, thank you for joining us. And it is date night as well. Um, and Dana, happy Friday to you. Lynette, thank you for joining us. Keith, hello. Thank you so much. Um, Lindsay, I appreciate you letting me know about this. I'm not aware of it, but I will know. Our police department will know about it tonight. So thank you for letting us know so we can make sure people know about it. So I appreciate that. And Nancy is fully vaccinated and home from the hospital. Thank God for that. We're glad Nancy is all right. Nancy's had a rough year, so we want to send some love out to Nancy. And Rebecca says her grandchildren get their second vaccine tomorrow at Gulfstream, so that means they can hug you. Dana, good to see you. Fred Kidd is on from Coffee Bluff, and we're good and happy to see the Honorable Vicki Nelson, the council member from Hinesville, Georgia, and we're always glad to have council member, councilwoman Nelson with us. Thank you so much. And Brittany, back at you again. Sabrina, hello, glad to have you. Cody, has anyone seen the missing doodle? Please let you know. If anybody's seen the missing doodle, whatever the missing, what's a doodle? Let Cody know. Vanessa, good to see you as well. And Sheila and her husband got their second vaccine on Wednesday. Good for you. And Ed, man, you missed that. We had Chief Mentor on last week, and we're working on that. We have to talk about that, and we will talk about that. Hey, Dwayne, thank you for joining us as well. Edna, hello, thank you for joining us. Maisha, you have a new grandbaby, and her name is Honest. Well, welcome to the world, Honest. And I know that with a name like Honest, Grandma Maisha is going to spoil her rotten. Angie, good to see you, Angie. Thank you. My big brother Moses, Trinity Graphics Calhoun, always good to see you on, brother. Thank you for joining us. Jarrell, hello, good to see you. Wow, and we have the Honorable Sandra White on. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us all the way from Washington, D.C. Thank you for joining us. And we want to wish Desi Sherman, who is Ed Beatty's niece, a happy 10-year birthday today. Happy birthday, Desi. And we have that as well. Well, David, I can't discuss April 24 because I don't know anything about it. So all I can do is nothing to discuss. I mean, we're going to tell the police and we'll deal with it. So we'll deal with that. Good to see Pastor Damian Gordon on. Bam! Right back at you. Thank you so much. Glad to have you. And Gina, thank you, Gina, for thank you for my necklace. I didn't believe you actually paid for it, but you did. So I'm going to wear it too, or somebody going to wear it. Hey, Andrea Hall Houston, thank you for joining us. Sabrina, hello. We appreciate that. And again, Lindsay, we'll take care of it, and we'll make sure that our department knows about that. And again, we'll take care of what we got to take care of. Good to see the Honorable Jeff Booker on from Seabright, New Jersey, council member there, always doing a great job there. Good to see you, sir. Glad to have you. And okay, so ladies and gentlemen, all right, I think we have to have a quick family meeting. Our ardent, very, very faithful Friday Night Live date night, Barbara Kaufman, is her and her husband's 44th anniversary in Myrtle Beach. Her 44th wedding anniversary. She's been married to the same man for 44 years, yet she's here with us tonight. Much love to you. Everybody go to her post and let's show her some major, major love. And yes, ma'am, you are excused tonight to celebrate your 44th wedding anniversary. Congratulations from all of us, from the Date Night family. Thank your husband for sharing you with us for the last 57 weeks. And guess what? We'll see you next week. And y'all be good out there in Myrtle Beach. And hopefully you don't have her with you. All right? Let's see. Todd, I don't know what you are talking about. So you can just, you want to go ahead and get. We got the Liebermans on tonight, so thank you very much. We appreciate that. And thank you so much, Dr. Silva. Always glad to have you on as well. Appreciate that. And Maya, thank you for joining us as well. And yeah, Fred, you can ask a question a little bit later. Jeanette, good evening to you as well. Shamika says that April is Organ Donation Awareness Month. And we have to get somebody on to talk about that. So that is good. We will do that. And Brenda, thank you so much. Jeray, I saw your dad in Sam's, and we had a good conversation about you. And so, yes, you're going to go ahead and celebrate with us as well. Teresa, thank you so much. Marjorie's daughter got her second vaccination, so we're very happy about that as well. And happy birthday to Lauren C. Tillman today. Happy birthday to you. And yes, Damon Gordon, Pastor Gordon, and all the churches that are becoming sites in communities to provide vaccinations. We are very happy about that. Alicia, I owe you a phone call, so I do owe you a phone call, so I know I owe you a phone call. Hey, Adele, good to see you. Hello, Amira, good to see you as well. Keisha is not from Savannah, but you love watching. I'm glad you're here. Hillary, I am doing fine. Karen, if you want to leave, let Forsyth Park be, then give your input and say that. That's how you do it. You go ahead and do it that way. And thank you about this information from the New York Daily News, and we'll put that out there, okay? Okay, good. Thank you. Honorable Vicki Nelson has done her 7 days of kindness. All right, and Tammy Dream said, "I see him and the Easter Bunny." I hope I'm not the scary one. Antoinette, good to see you. Leonard, hello, thank you for joining us. Sandra, hello. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Tell my sweetheart I said happy birthday to her. She hadn't been checking Facebook, so we need to do something. Hey, and we have Tyrone Hollywood Brown, one of Savannah's favorite sons, doing great things as a Harlem Globetrotter and a businessman, and really doing great things in the community. He wants to do something this summer. I say yes, let's do something this summer. Let's make it happen. Good to see you, Antonio, and we'll talk about that as well. And Gene, I'm not going to even listen to you with that. Edna, happy anniversary. Everybody's wishing the Kaufmans a happy anniversary. And there was a song that Tony said, it's your anniversary, and I'll leave it at that. So everybody's saying happy anniversary to them. Lorraine celebrated 21 years. Very happy about that. Good evening, Shanna Moss. Good to see you. And always good to see Rockin' Robin all the way from Kansas City as well. We're glad to have you on as well. Good evening, Francis. Thank you for joining us. Oh, your mom is on. So, Miss Bedell, happy birthday, sweetie. You've been kind of treating me like you don't love me lately. So, happy birthday to you, though. Let's see, who else we got on? Hey, we got, hello, Lynn. Thank you for joining us. Lisa Doja! And now, Lisa Doja, if you're in New York, anywhere in New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, Lisa Doja is like one of the most phenomenal funeral directors you will ever see. Lisa Doja has a gift to make people look better dead than they ever look living. And I'm telling the absolute truth. I've seen some of the work, and some of the folks she worked on, I know. But she's a great, and we have to have her come on. She has an awesome story. So just want to make sure we send out love to her as well. Reverend Thomas Hart, thank you so much. Thank you. And Patrick, we'll talk about Ghost at City Hall. We'll be giving you a call as well. Princess! Vidal Williams is not your godmama, Princess. What you talking about? That is not your godmama. Don't be claiming her. She's mine. Don't claim her. But anyway, Tracy, hello. Roxy, hello. Mequan Green, doing great work. Thank you for good seeing you this week. Aaron, we're talking a little bit about that. Hey, my mommy is on. So the lady of my life, Cynthia Johnson, is on, and she is doing much better. Thank you for your continued thoughts and your prayers for her. I love my mama. And if you want issues out of me, so I'm glad to see my mama on. So I'm gonna put a love thing right there, my mama, because I love my mama. Love your mama. So anyway, Felicia, hello, good to see you, and Stacy and Georgette, good to see you. Edward, hello, and yeah, I'm going to be talking about that Edward in a little bit. Sonia says the Ray Goodman and Brown Happy Anniversary song is better. Well, I'm sure they'll be listening to that tonight. Joyce Parrish and everybody born. Faith says happy birthday to everybody born in April um, as well. And Fred, what are you talking about? The aldermen are supporting sexual abuse. What you heard from the FBI. Look, in Kentucky. So let me get this right. You are listening to somebody with the FBI in Kentucky. No, that's not the truth. We are certainly a place where human trafficking takes place, but we are not one of the highest. I mean, that's no. Get the facts, please. Seriously. Good to see Michelle Reed on here today. Today I had the chance to speak to the Lawrence Whitmire Academy in Long Island, New York this morning. It's one of the top international schools in the country, and I talked to the entire school today. It was an awesome experience, and I was glad to speak to her son Kendall and just a bunch of amazing kids. And these kids had some hard questions. I don't know when the unemployment office opens. Roxy, you'll be leaving what? So Andrea's happy 55th tomorrow. Of course, Parent University is tomorrow as well. Thank you, Ms. Vidal. Thank you. I feel a little bit better. And let me see. Hey, Anthony Hardwork Lanier. Anthony Lanier is another one of our superstars. Professional football player, has done awesome things for our community. Good to see him on as well through his foundation. Crystal Kaufman is on. Hopefully you will leave your parents alone today. Let them do them. Let them enjoy themselves, okay? And did I find out about flu vaccine for great-grandson? No, I'm waiting on that. Kim, hello. Leslie, hello as well. Thank you, Michelle. Rose, hello. And Kathy, hello. And yes, Hillary, I was on NPR yesterday, and that was a good time on National Public Radio. Trudy, hello. Frida, hello. And it's time to get started. Deanna, hello. Thank you. And thank you, Michelle. It is Friday. It's Friday in Savannah. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. If it is Friday in Savannah, if it's Friday in Savannah during a pandemic, if it's Friday in Savannah during a pandemic, and you have nowhere that you have to be, and you're keeping the faith and you're following the science, then that means that you are here with me, spending time with us here on Friday Night Live. And that is our own date night. Lisa, hello. Thank you for joining us. And again, I'm excited to be here with all of you. Thank you for joining us. It's Friday, so we celebrate that we have made it through another week. It may not have been easy. It might have been quite difficult. You might have had to go through hell and high water. But if we're here on Friday, that means we have made it through another week. One day at a time, 1 week at a time, gets us to 1 month at a time, that gets us to 1 year at a time. And we will get through this together. So just want to let you know, I am now fully vaccinated. So I have had my second shot, and today was 2 weeks since I got it. So as I understand it, I am now fully vaccinated. Yay for me. But I'm still wearing a mask everywhere I go because there are variants out there. There are variants out there. And so I don't want to catch people's variants. Savannah is lit. And I'm going to have to start thinking about doing some things maybe to slow this down because people down there not wearing masks. And I'm trying to be nice, but we might have to go there again because I don't want our numbers to trend back up. I just don't. So we are definitely addressing that here in our community. And I'm telling all of you, we know how we do on Friday date night. Even though we might be getting vaccinated, we have sense enough to know there are still other things out there. So we know that some people out here have gotten their shots. Ed has gotten his shot. We are happy he did, and I hope he's feeling good. But for the rest of us, again, continue to wear that mask. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing 2 masks. Why? Because I don't want to catch the variants. I don't want to catch it. I don't. Hey, D. Dougie, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here in Savannah. So I'm still wearing my mask everywhere I go. I'm wearing my mask. So I want you all to do the same thing. Go ahead, wear the mask. We're not through this yet. We are slowly, slowly trying to open up a little bit. Um, Again, slowly trying to open up. But again, I'm just seeing too many people, particularly downtown, not wearing masks, and so we might have to do something to help address that. And I've said, we'll address capacity if we have to. We'll do what it takes to keep people safe. So just letting you know. But for all of us, make sure you continue to double mask. First thing I want you to do, share this page. Like this page. Like this page. Go ahead and like it, and then I want you to share it. Like it, then share. Like, then share. Like and share. So I want you to know about that. Also, my feelings are kind of hurt. How do I feel about the 200 race moving the pool? I don't know what you're talking about. But Shock G died. Shock G died. Shock G. And I'm like, DMX, now Shock G? Now, let me explain to y'all who Shock G is, because some of you are not old enough. This is grown folk stuff right here. Shock G was like the man, the digital underground, where Tupac got his start. I mean, do the Humpty Hump. I can hear that now. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Oh man. Shock G died. 57 years old. So send out our condolences. My feelings are hurt. I'm like, Shock G. Shock G. Before there was like Flavor Flav. There was Shock G. Shock G. And the difference was that Shock G could actually rap. Do the Humpty Hump. Come on. Hey, Dr. Heather Webb, thank you so much. I'm blowed about that. But anyway, some of our best talent is leaving us. So, but good to see you too. So appreciate that as well. But yeah, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. Well, Rashida, I Get Around is what really got what got Tupac started. And yeah, Black Rob as well. Again, DMX, major blow. These legends are leaving us. So, just dang, just had me blowed the whole week. So, what was on my mind this week, and then I'll talk about what I will talk about, and then we'll answer any questions you may have. This week, to be honest with you, it was a very stressful week. We started out the week knowing that on last Monday that that there was going to be, the jury was going to get the trial in the Derek Chauvin case. We recognized that it was very problematic, because you never know what a jury is going to do. You never know how a jury is going to behave. You don't know, how things are going to turn out. I remember Rodney King. Again, some of y'all not old enough to remember Rodney King. They had police footage of Rodney King getting his behind beat, and the officers got acquitted. And and of course, as you all remember, L.A. got wrecked up, and so my considerations of the week was, I want to keep Savannah safe, and I just did not know that if there had been an acquittal or less likely a hung jury, I just felt like it was going to be a problem, because Dr. King says that riots are the voices of the unheard, and so although I don't agree with riots, I don't condone them in any cases. But the fact of the matter is that the voices of the unheard make themselves heard, and oftentimes, is in very, very destructive ways. And so I was extremely concerned for Savannah. May 31st, if you remember, we had a extremely peaceful demonstration here in Savannah that I was honored to take part in. And we allowed people for weeks after that to continue to demonstrate. We provided police support with them. And it was just a very, you know, it was a very trying time. But we worked with the community. Anybody who wanted to, um, protest, we worked with them. And this time I just wasn't sure. So, now behind the scenes, I had a bunch of curfew orders I was prepared to sign, and our police were on the ready because we just didn't know where this was going to go. Um, Terry, good to see you, Terry Mobley. Thank you for joining us. And so, for me, I'm sitting here like I've watched this trial as much as I could, and I'm looking at this evidence. And I mean, to me, the most critical evidence was former officer Derek Chauvin with his knee on the neck of George Floyd. And to see the people standing around, the dispatcher who said something seemed wrong, and so she called the police um, to see what was going on, the people who came by to try to help, and then to see how, of course, defense attorneys are supposed to do their job, and it was just a poor case. I mean, it's you can't make sugar out of. I mean, and it was just a horrible, horrible case. And so I went to the police department on Tuesday. I did a press conference as I usually do on Tuesday morning, and then we heard we had a verdict, and so we were prepared for the worst. And so I think when it all came out and came about, it was like, here we go. And I mean, I'm sitting here like, Lord, please. And I heard guilty. It's like, yes. I heard guilty again. Yes. I heard guilty again. And I felt like it was a collective sigh of relief. It was like you take a bottle of soda and you shake it, and you had two ways you could do it. You could open it up quickly, or you could just and I just felt like the temperature of this nation went down. And so I watched TV and I watched people celebrating, and it really, I'm not sure that it was a celebration because I said before, you know, there are no winners here. Nobody won anything. I think that what occurred was that, and we have the pandemic, and I believe all things work together for good. Even bad things work together for good. The pandemic, if the pandemic had not occurred, the George Floyd incident, his death would have really just passed by the wayside as an unfortunate police interaction incident. But what happened was the pandemic has slowed all of us down. All of us down. That people, and again, I mean, this wasn't just black folks. This was people of all races, all ages, that, and really around the world, that said, you know what? Something is wrong with this. And so then when you look and you say, you look at other incidences, and you look at the Breonna Taylors, and you look at all these other involved incidents, and you see that they're disproportionately affecting people of color, disproportionately affecting black people, everybody, or most people, particularly those, that say, you know what, there's something wrong with that. And I think that is what America needed, for people to say, let's just look at it through a lens of, of being objective. And it was happening again and again and again and again. And in this case, in my mind, that there was no reason for Derek Chauvin to keep his knee on George Floyd's neck. In law enforcement, we teach what was called the use of force continuum. And the use of force continuum is basically, it's a framework for describing the levels of force you use. Of course, the lowest level is what's called officer presence. If an officer is in this situation, that is a use of force because the officer is there. The officer's presence is a use of force. And so what you do is you escalate your use of force in relation to the force exerted or resistance exerted. So your goal is to be able to meet it as a law enforcement officer and then to exceed it just to overcome. And so once you have overcome or the resistance stop, then you don't need to continue to escalate. And so you get to the good to see you, Pastor Tillman. You get to the point where you use deadly force when you believe that either your life or someone else's life is really in imminent danger. And there was no imminent danger. There was a bunch of police officers. You had George Floyd on the ground. You had him face down, so therefore you had him in a subordinate position. You are on top of him. As a matter of fact, you were so comfortable in this that you had your hand in your pocket. In your pocket. And even if he resisted, you have more than enough officers to be able to do that. So I think, again, around the country, people saw this. And they saw this man, this grown man calling for his mama. And they saw this grown man say, I cannot breathe. And we watched this man's life, his soul, his spirit, leave his body in real time. And then you had the opportunity to be able to help him. And you did not render aid. And as a law enforcement officer, former law enforcement officer, we learned first aid. We learned CPR. We have to recertify on that stuff. So not only did you use excessive force, you failed to render aid. And you prevented other people from coming to aid. So I think that in this, anybody with a heart understood that this was an egregious overexertion of force, certainly an abuse of power. And I think we were fortunate to be able to, again, it's not, to me, it's not justice. It's not justice. It's accountability. We can't give justice to George Floyd's family. Justice comes from God. Because there'll be a day when we all have to stand in judgment, and somebody will render ultimate judgment because they know our heart. But in this case, we were able to hold Mr. Chauvin accountable for what he did. And I will tell you, all police officers are not bad. All black men are not criminals. But hopefully this is an opportunity, because I was impressed because that police chief and other officers got up there and said, you know what? This was wrong. And so if all things come together for the good, even bad things, then George Floyd's life, and more importantly his death, has made police officers and police departments across the country more accountable. And George Floyd has made us better. Has made us better. And I know he's made Savannah better, because we have revamped our policies. We have come into compliance with Aid Can't Wait. And there are things that we're doing differently. And one day we will be able to track this back. When you look back, when did things change here? It changed when George Floyd died. I remember there's a scripture that says, in the year King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord. The interesting thing about that was the reference was, I remember it because it was the year that King Uzziah died. And so for us, I mean, we will remember that police departments, we got better. We started doing better the year that George Floyd died, the year that Breonna Taylor died. And so I'm hoping that our Congress will pass the George Floyd Policing Act to help us to be better and to do better. I mean, I'm just hoping. Again, police officers are people. They work hard, and For those of you who want to be very critical of police officers and the work that they do, put on a uniform and get out on the street and see what they deal with. They deal with everything. So I appreciate police officers who take the time to do that. It is not good work like you see on TV and all that kind of stuff. You spend a lot of time doing a whole lot of things. And for us, it's our responsibility to continue to hold people accountable and hold police departments accountable, and for police officers to hold themselves accountable, and for police officers to hold each other accountable. So it doesn't end here. And hopefully it puts people on notice, particularly those who should not be in policing, that your day is coming. And if this is your career, it's like me. It's like, and I've said this before, I would rather a teacher if a teacher doesn't love kids, I don't care how good of a teacher are. If they don't love kids, they don't need to be teaching, because eventually it shows. If you don't just have a love, a deep heart burning in your soul for children, you're in the wrong line of work. And the same thing with policing. If you don't have a love for the work, if your heart is not in it, then get out of it, because you're going to mess up. So I'm just saying. So that's where I am on that. We're on one, and now we'll move on to the next. I interested, Michelle, today when I was talking to the Lawrence Woodmere Academy, I noticed that the teachers call the kids friends. Is that what they do? Because I thought that was kind of. They said, I have a friend here that would like to ask a question. I really thought that was really interesting. Daphne, what are you trying to get off your phone? What are you trying to get off your phone, Daphne? Hey, now LaDonna Clark is a great police officer, so we appreciate that. Well, Kai, hopefully he'll have a chance to repent for what he's done, and hopefully he'll get it together. So. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about. That was really what was on my mind today. And, we'll answer any questions you might have. We'll open up the floor. This Monday, I want you to join us for Motivational Monday. We will have attorney Chad Mance will be on. Attorney Chad Mance will be on this Monday. At 7 p.m. for Motivational Mondays. We will be talking about civil rights in the year 2021. Civil rights in the year 2021. And so we want you to join us on Monday, 7 o'clock. Motivational Mondays with me, Mayor Van Johnson. We'll look forward to having you there as well. So what's on your mind? What you want to ask me? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening in your lives? All right. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. And Dana has great respect for the Leos out there. Bad cops got to go. And you got to report them. You have to report them. So, as well. So, you said Chester should be on as a guest. We really don't do guests on Fridays like that. But we'll see. I've not done elected officials, so we'll see how it goes. I've thought about bringing elected officials on, but, we'll see how it goes. Hey, Patricia Williams-Brown, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Yes, we have soon-to-be Papa Mance on as well. Barbara Kaufman, why are you still on here? Barbara, you should be enjoying your old man of 44 years right now. You should be on here with us. We've already excused you. So, Miss Barbara Kaufman, happy 44th anniversary, and you are excused from date night. You can go ahead and do your own date night as well. Alicia says on Thursday they will host Dr. Ann McDaniel to talk about compassion fatigue. Okay, well, thank you so much about that. Ashley Lloyd, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you on with us. What's on your mind? What you have any questions? What are you thinking about? Can I come to Minneapolis and take over? Rachel, they don't want me in Minneapolis. I don't think they want me in Minneapolis. I think they might hurt me in Minneapolis. Nope. I like Savannah. Yeah, see, Ed, we do little guests. Terry is saying it's her time, and it's Terry's time. Hey, Kathleen, thank you for joining us. Hey, the honorable, everybody rise. The bishop, Jacqueline Gilbert Grant, my dear friend, is on. Thank you so much for joining us, Bishop. I hope you are doing well. And I know you have your, I'm using that oil. That oil is great. Um, it is really, really great. Um, Good to see you, Phyllis, as well. Thank you for joining us. You want to talk about the changes in our own police department? Well, um, there was a couple of things. There was a the we did a I started a task force, and it was called Savannah Cares, um, Savannah Citizens Accountability and Review of Emergency Services. And so the purpose of this was to be able to look at our police department and our use of force policies. And so essentially, they have laid out 12 things in their interim. And so they made 12 recommendations to our police department. The police department accepted 10 of them. And they were, let me see if I can find them all so you'll see them. So they were professionalism, de-escalation and crisis training, a use of force review board to include community members, changes to video review and calls for service, how they contact complainants, shortening the length of internal investigations, no more warning shots, increasing public education, and we have explicitly prohibited chokeholds and strangleholds in the Savannah Police Department. So that was, and so the police department, I think, they've already implemented 10 of them, and I think there's 2 more that they're working on. So, just want to let you know about that. Hey, Keith, yes, Good Times Jazz Restaurant reopened last night. I had a chance to go by there and see them. So, yes, they opened up. Teddy Adams and his band did the thing last night. Very socially distanced. The food by Chef Joe Randall, always good. And so since I was vaccinated, I rolled up in there with my mask on, and it was socially distanced. Had a great time. Get a chance, go by Good Times Jazz Restaurant as well. Janet, good to see you. I got stopped by police, he said, for my tent, but then asked to search my car. Well, Janice, if he wants to search your car, you can tell him no. And he would have to get a dog or a search warrant to search your car. You don't have to say yes. Just know that. You don't have to say yes. And you don't have to talk to them. You can just go ahead and, you want an attorney. Make sure you have to tell them your name and your address and stuff, date of birth. But other than that, you don't have to search your car. If he asks to search your car, no. So, Aaron wants to know, do I have updates about senior citizens opening? Yes. We're trying to start bringing city employees back May the 1st, which is next week. And then after that, we're already starting back with sports. So we're hoping maybe around June, we can start getting those senior services back open. Now, it's a little bit more difficult because of having kids and youth in the same vicinities, but actually our senior citizens have done a much better job of being vaccinated. So we're working on that plan, but that's what we plan to do. And, we're trying to slowly open up. So thank you, Rachel. Who do I thank for repairing what was an annoying pothole on Abercorn near the post office? You can thank me. I get blamed for everything, so thank me. And on behalf of the city of Savannah, Renee Kennedy, you are welcome for us repairing the annoying pothole on Abercorn Street. So we'll take it. We need officers to get to know their communities. Excellent idea. The Greater Savannah Chamber of Commerce is having a finance workshop tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to post that, Carol. And Carol, thank you for reaching out yesterday. I appreciated the laugh. Yeah, I'll post that. We were on ABC Nightline talking about the things that we're doing, and people were watching it from across the country. So we were very proud and excited about that. How do we partner with our local police department, like support them? How do we be aware of what's going on? In the city of Savannah, we have 4 precincts. Every precinct has a captain. that you can contact directly, and every precinct has a community service officer. Find out who that community service officer is in your precinct, and find out who that captain is in your precinct. That's how you get stuff done at the police department. But find out who that community service officer is in your precinct. What are my thoughts on the 16-year-old that had the knife? I see a lot of mixed reviews. That was a hard split-second officer decision had to make. Yeah, that was I mean, police officers have to act in what's called the reasonable person standard. And so when you're looking at using deadly force, you're looking at it through the eyes of the officer at that moment. And that's the very difficult part. And it's always been nerve-wracking to me as a law enforcement officer that, what I do in a split second will be stopped and slow framed and pulled out for a jury to look at it millisecond by millisecond. Somebody walks in this house right now, and I just turn around, and I thought they were in the house with a gun, and I thought I saw a gun, reasonably thought I saw a gun, and I shot him. Now, it may not have been a gun, but it looked like a gun. It makes it very, very difficult. That's why I'm really against it. I'm trying to get a law. Toy guns should look like toys, because when kids are walking around with black toy guns or BB guns that look like real guns, the officer does not know the difference and can't necessarily take the time to ascertain whether it's a real gun or not, because they're trying to go home too. So, it's a hard call. The officer had a split second to make that decision. They said the young lady had a knife, and so a knife is a deadly instrument. And so to protect someone's life or the officer's life that's in imminent danger, most departments allow officers to use deadly force. So that's a real tricky situation. Ashley wants to know about the current mask order. Yes, we are required to wear them in all public places, and yes, I know people are just doing what they want to do. We on date night will continue to wear our masks, and across the city of Savannah, we're going to get this COVID team back out, and we're going to start writing some tickets again. So, has the state issued regulations that supersede the mandate? No, they have not. Savannah still has a mask mandate, and the state cannot supersede that. So, as far as I understand, our mask mandate will be in place until our conditions get better. All right, Ms. Boz, thank you. Erica, police reform is needed. There's no reason to shoot a teenager 4 times who is not a threat toward the officer. Well, that's correct, and that's what a judge and jury decides. The issue is this. It's not necessarily reform. It came down to a decision. So then the question is the decision based on training? Was it based on perception? Or was it based on bias? And so that's what the issue is. Somebody comes to my house right now, I'm shooting at the door. It might be a family member that has the key, but I'm shooting. And so, that's the hard part that, juries have to do. It is not a perfect science. It's very difficult. Elizabeth, why we don't have black and white cops riding together? Well, because in Savannah, we have one-man units. Again, this allows us to cover more ground. And so we can cover more ground with one officer. In New York, they ride 2 to a car. In Savannah, we ride 1 in a car. And, so that's why. We do need to look at black-on-black crime. Again, you won't have shootings if we're not shooting each other. If we're going to be mad about police on black crime, we have to be mad about black-on-black crime. And we have to have the same, in my mind, righteous indignation when black people kill black people. I think it's all wrong. It's all wrong. And we need to be marching in the streets about that. And we need to be talking to the police, and we need to be telling what we know. And if we have gangsters living in our house or people living dirty in our house, we need to turn them in. And if we have young men that we love, that we have within our control, that are influenced by us, and we know that they are involved in that life, then we have to do everything we can to get them out of that life. I agree. Let's see. Hey, Gloria Brown, thank you for joining us. Arnita, thank you. Keisha is going to Good Times. Aaron, thank you. No, no, Ed, no, no, we good. I mean, I'm glad. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about it too. I guess my question becomes is, when we talk about black on black crime, we have to talk about black on black love. Um, we, you know, it's different now because you look on TV, you look at how adults handle their business, and we're not really setting necessarily um, a good example. Which is why, I mean, as much as I try, y'all know sometimes I fall off the wagon. I try really hard to set a good example. And so sometimes when people are nasty to me, I'm not going to be nasty to them because I recognize that I'm setting an example. Somebody's watching me, and it takes two people to fight. And you don't have to go to every fight you're invited to. Now, sometimes I might go and accept that invitation. Most times I don't. Because people want to take you there, and we have to teach our children that. We have to teach our children. I mean, sometimes you just have to walk away. You know, sticks and stones may hurt your bones, but names they never hurt you. Um, Debbie, do I think I'll personally buy an electric car? Um, Maybe. You know how old my car is right now? Um, my car is pretty much electric now. It's pretty much. I mean, it's a 2004 car. So one day when the prices come down, I'll get it. Kathleen, no recycling in your neighborhood. Call 311 or inbox me and let's see what's happening. They've been running a little bit late, so I apologize about that. Um, Nikisha says we need speed bumps in West Savannah. Um, they're coming too fast off of Bay Street. All right, now keep in mind Bay Street is a state highway, so you're not going to get speed bumps on Bay Street. You're not going to do that. In Turtle Street, you might. It requires a traffic study. So if you call 311 or contact your alder person, then that process can start. Um, let's see. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Um, I know, Tanya. I was down there. No, Arnita, police officers are trained to shoot to kill. We're trained to shoot what's called center mass. You don't shoot in the leg because you shoot them in the leg and you miss, you hit somebody. So you hit what's called center mass, and that's how you train. You train to shoot in the center mass. Miss Elizabeth, I'm sorry. What was your question, dear? I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. Um, why aren't they using the taser? We do use the taser. I mean, taser is a form of force. It is below deadly force. Taser is an alternative to shooting somebody. So again, that's a case by case basis. Um, yeah. Um, what I think about all the women being osculated and so you think that's right? Patricia, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Hey, Dennis, thank you, sir. I appreciate that as well. Hey, Laura Smith has joined us. No one wants to be focused that a young black girl was trying to stab another black girl, and the man saw fit to kick another woman while she was down on the ground. If we're going to be upset, we need to be upset about it all, not just the officer's actions. Truth. All right, Ann, thank you. Yeah, Jorge, I get invited to a lot of fights. No, Carolyn, if you're going to shoot, you shoot. That's deadly force. You shoot and kill. You don't shoot to maim or disarm. That's why we have tasers. We have arm techniques, soft techniques to be able to do that. Tawana, thank you so much. Debbie, good to see you, Debbie. I miss you. Um, Tanya, tell your teen. Well, first of all, if they're living in your house, then they need to wear a mask, and maybe they don't need to go down to River Street or go downtown. But if they do, they need. I mean, because get your teen vaccinated. Um, yeah. All right. Cynthia wants to send me a copy of her book. All right, you can send me a copy of your book. Inbox me. I'll send you my address, and if you want to come on and talk about it, we'll talk about it. Um, Rubber bullets again. Rubber bullets again. Officers don't routinely carry rubber bullets. They're used by special units to disarm, to bring back groups of people, and a lot of people are not even using rubber bullets anymore. Um, okay, Lakeisha, very good. Um, why don't policemen start walking the neighborhood and meet the ones they're protecting? We're pushing towards that. I think the challenge for us has just been that they're just going. I mean, it's not time to walk because there's so many calls for service. So they're literally moving back and forth. And police officers cost money. So then the question is, if we're trying to get more police, then that's why each precinct in Savannah has a community officer, and that community officer is responsible for really helping to bring resources to the community. Uh, hey, Elder Flossie, thank you. Good to see you. What can we do to bring cops and community together? We're working on it every day, Tyrone. We're working together. We have the POW program, which is the Police Athletic League that I was involved in New York, with karate and basketball. It involves young people being mentors. So, again, whatever ideas we can. We have officers out doing a lot of great things in the community. They used to hold summer camps before the pandemic. So, that's the deal with that. Your son is 19 and said, I will get vaccinated over his dead body. He doesn't believe in vaccines, but keeps putting me at risk. Well, Tanya, our beloved Tanya, your son is 19. He lives in your house, but he's going to put your life in danger? Tanya, beloved, then obviously, well, let me put it like this. I would not put my mother, my father, my family at risk. And many of you knew, I wanted to go to New York so bad, but I would not for a long time because I was concerned about putting my family at risk. And so I loved them enough not to be at risk, and waited till after they were vaccinated and all that kind of stuff. If your son does not want to get vaccinated to protect you and wants to engage in behavior that is dangerous to you, Tanya, he does not deserve to be in your house. So it may not be his dead body, but it'd be his homeless body. For real, Tanya. Again, you don't know what he's doing out there. And 19-year-olds will get it, and they're the highest infected group. I think it's from 20 to 29, so he's in that 20 to 29. And so he is in that highly infected group. And he's bringing this home to you. Tanya, tough love, baby. If he can't keep you sick, if he wants to get you sick, well, he might need to, do something. I'm sorry. He got to go somewhere else. Tyrone, we can come do a basketball camp with the police. We can get the police to play some of these kids and let the kids beat up on our police. But Tanya, we love you. We love you, Tanya. Hey! We have our sweetheart, the 65th mayor of our city, one of my second mamas, Edna Branch Jackson, is on, and we are so happy, always happy, Madam Mayor, to have you on. And actually, if things go right, we're hoping she would consider really stepping in the ring to help her community once again. I'm not going to say anything about it right now, but I'll keep you updated. And if she does it, we're going to need your help real quick. So thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Ed, thank you so much. Good night. For Felina, we do not have a community relations board, but right now we have Savannah Cares. And so one of the thoughts is to really create this community relations board to be able to help build and bridge community and police relations. So that's what we're working on. Hey, good to see you, Sunshine Tammy. Tanya, it's okay, sweet. Don't be upset. I mean, we just want you to be okay, Tanya. We just want you to be okay. And I know this is upsetting to you, but you got to have this heart to heart to him. If he doesn't care about himself, he needs to at least care about you. He's 19 years old, Tanya. He's grown. And if he's grown enough to make grown-up decisions, he cannot put you in this jeopardy. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, look, Tanya, you what about our date night people? I've already lost a couple of date night people. I don't want to lose you. I want you to be okay. So, tough love sometimes. Okay? And then maybe he can go live with his friends. Live with his friends that he go hang out with, since he has all that to do. But we love you. We love you, Tanya. All right, Tanya? We love you, and we'll support you. And if you tell him to go somewhere else to live, we got your back, okay? Does the city have plans of empowering citizens in any community ways to protect themselves, for instance, learning how to disarm someone or defensive tactics? No, we don't do that, but there are plenty of ways, plenty of self-protection schools, karate schools, martial arts, and things to be able to do that. So the city won't do that. Citizens have to empower themselves in that. So no, we don't necessarily do that. Let's see. All right. All right. Tanya agrees. She's at a rock and a hard place. Goes back to Atlanta and in trouble. Well, Tanya, I know it's right. Because you love your kids, but Tanya, I need you to love yourself more. I need you to love yourself more. I need you to be okay. All right? D. Dougie says, are there opportunities to volunteer with the mayor's office? Possibly. Inbox us and let's see what we could do. Let's see what we could do. All right. Yeah. Speaking of watching you, why is a certain council member trying to shed negative light on you by going live about the renovation City Hall, then run into you while filming? Once again, caught not knowing who they're talking about. Oh, well, I'll put it like this. I cannot change how people treat me, but I can certainly control how I treat people. And I don't know what that was all about. I don't know whether they thought they were doing some type of expose or something. City Hall is a building now that is 115 years old. Our City Hall is 115 years old. And we put money in SPLOST some years ago to renovate it. And so we are renovating City Hall, the 115-year-old building that has not been renovated in years. As an historic building, it has to be renovated. And so, it's being renovated. And the mayor's office is one of the offices being renovated. And so I don't know what that was all about. I don't know what the, thought was. And the fact was, the person walked in my office, and I'm sitting in there, had me on Facebook Live, didn't even have the decency to say good afternoon or hello. Just started asking me questions. Again, that's whatever they got going on. And I can't, Carolyn, I can't really control what people do, and they can do themselves. And if people think that's interesting, that's on them. I ain't got time. I'm trying to save a city and make us better. So Pastor Tillman says, let the young people know if they get infected with COVID-19, they will have to quarantine for at least 10 to 15 days and will not be able to go to work or hang out with friends or do whatever else they like to do. So that's good. Thank you. Felicia, thank you so much for keeping me. I mean, believe it or not, God will give you peace. And I mean, it's like, people. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Give me 1 minute because I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Um, Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you. And oh, well, see, Nicole, I'm glad that you're with us. And Dana, I appreciate you as well. Um, and oh, really? Audra says her granddad would paint the gold dome. All right, we appreciate that. And Melissa, we love you too. Anita, anybody got time for that? And so let me just, start closing with this. I mean, hey, good to see you, Pastor Robeson. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Thank you so much. I mean, it's really important. I mean, you don't know sometimes um, what issues people bring to the table. People bring their experiences. They bring their hurt. They bring their pain. Um, hurt people hurt people. And misery loves company. I've chosen that, I'm not going to let hurt people hurt me. Sometimes it's a choice. And so when people are trying to inflict pain on you, you don't have to accept that pain. You can let people live in their fantasy world or their world of pain or their terror dome or whatever it is. I live in Wakanda. I mean, I live where it's sunny every day. Because for me, the sun is bigger than the sun. I live in the sun. I live in the sun. Thank you, Mayor Jackson. Mayor Jackson knows that, it has been over 30 years since City Hall has been renovated from the inside. But I mean, you know what? Trudy, thank you. I mean, in the end, I can't deal with that. I can't deal in confusion. And so what happens is, sometimes people will turn around and try to bring you into their vortex. They'll try, and I mean, it happens all over the place, but they try to bring you into their issues, whatever their issues are. And I've learned, living here in Georgia, living in the middle of hurricanes, that when you have hurricanes and they move in a circular motion, but in the center of the storm, you see sunshine. And so when the storm moves, when you move with the storm, you always see sunshine. And so for me, the reality is that, I don't get caught up in the winds around me because I don't control that. But I know in the winds around me, and I have learned this and I believe this with all of my heart, the Lord will provide for you the center of that storm and will present peace in the midst of the storm. And so that's why when you saw, I mean, that's your issues, whatever it is you got going on. And I mean, you just look at how people treat people and you know what the deal is. You know the deal is. I'm trying to go to heaven when I die. I ain't got time to treat people bad. And so I'm not charged for how they treat me. I'm charged for how I respond to them. And so for us and for our date night, I mean, and we all have these people that, they, for whatever reason, they got their issue. What they think of me is none of my business. It's not. So I don't get caught up in it. And you will never, ever, ever see me, and I've tried very hard, and I've done it over 6 years, I don't go that way on people. I just don't. I'm not. I know for me, I'm going to carry myself worthy of the office for which I was elected. And wherever it is, I have mayor before my name. And whether people like me or not, for 4 years, I'll have mayor in front of my name. And if I choose to run again, I'll still have mayor before my name. Right, Mayor Jackson? Because the fact is, when you do it, the Lord got me there. And so I'm there. I've achieved it. I ain't got time. I have young people watching me every single day. I have young people I work with every single day. You want to talk about black on black crime? That's how we talk about black on black crime. That I'm not going to do an eye for an eye. I'm not going to treat you how you treat me. I'm not going to be nasty to you like you're nasty to me. I'm not going to be insulting to you like you're insulting to me. Because there's a bigger, higher power that I report to. I'm just saying. And so I don't get caught up in the back and forth. I don't get caught up in the that's right, Terry. I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. We got too many things going on. And so, you look for yourself and you judge for yourself about representation and how you represent it. And you make your own decisions. I've promised that I was going to work my butt off for the city of Savannah. And I promised you I was going to do that. And I promise you I still do it. This is a part-time mayor's position. But I almost guarantee you that I'm in that office almost every single day. All day long. All day. Sometimes into the night. Because I was serious. When I raised my hand and took both oaths on January 1st and January the 2nd, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go hard in the paint for Savannah. Now, that's not to say we will not disagree. It would not mean that we won't have very fervent disagreements about issues. But in the end, we still have to remember who it is we represent. And I will tell you this, is that some of our challenge in getting a city manager here is going to be the fact that if I was a city manager candidate and I looked at some of the stuff I see and some of the stuff I read, I don't know if I would come to this place. So our quality of city manager candidates is directly related to how we act. And that is why I'm going to always act in a way that's representative of my parents, representative of my God, representative of you all who have believed in me and have sent me to do a job. Besides, Mayor Edna Jackson would kill me. She says always, says, be dignified, be dignified. Protocol. I mean, big on that. So I'm not going to let you down. And I would never want a day to come that you would ever say that you are ashamed that I'm your mayor. Because I didn't come to be a savior. I can't come save you all from gun violence. I can't come save you all from black crime. But I did come and say I was going to serve. And I'm doing the best I can for the 4 years I have. And so, people can say what they want to say. If they think they could do better, then, in 4 years we do this all over again. Or I may do it or not do it or whatever. But I will tell you that this last year and a half has been among the hardest and the most difficult in the city of Savannah's history. I'll tell you that much. So, would I be satisfied with a 5-4 vote for city manager? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, because I've spent 1 year, I spent a year trying to compromise and back and forth. I mean, now it's how you got to govern. And so I'm very clear about our direction. I'm very clear on the promises that I made. I'm very clear that as the mayor of this city, I lead this city, but I also serve this city. I'm very clear about that. And I'm very clear that some things, if you don't address them, never ever change. So I'm just saying, that's what I'm doing. So, I mean, people may not like it. And you know what? There's some people who all day long, they sit here worrying about what I'm doing. Well, you keep on worrying about what I'm doing. Keep on. Watch me work. Watch me work hard. And if you come after me, you better bring a lunch. And you better put on some sneakers. Because I go hard all day long. All night long. And when you are in your bed, I'm working. I'm taking those calls. Believe that. That's all I got to say about that. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, I appreciate you all joining us. Remember to join us on Monday. We'll be talking about civil rights. We'll be talking about civil rights in the year 2021 with attorney Chad Mance. And so we'll look forward to seeing you. Good to see Joe Marinelli. Joe, you have to come on and talk. We have to come on and talk about tourism in Savannah. Let me know when you can come on, Joe. Yeah, Anita, don't come for me unless I send for you. And like I said, I'm not going to send for you, so don't come for me. I'm just saying. Anyway, love you all. Appreciate you. We're going to serve. We're going to be good. Savannah strong, and we're going to continue being strong. Love you. Thank y'all for having my back always. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.